For a local news headline that is happening now in Indian Land, healthcare coming to Indian Land because it is actually finally, if you didn't know this, getting its first emergency department. WCNC Charlotte's Bria Smith following this developing story for us today and joins us now from Indian Land. Bria, why is this such a big deal?
Yeah, so it is the first of its kind here in Indian Land. It will be, their freestanding emergency department, like you said, 10,000 square foot facility coming in spring of 2026. So currently, I'm standing in front of what's construction is. I'm not sure if this will be the front entrance or, where the ambulances come through, but I did have the chance to speak to the Fort Mill location CEO, Chris, who says that, this layout here will mimic, if you've been to the Fort Mill location, that kind of layout. It'll have 12 exam rooms, two trauma rooms. There'll be an ambulance bay. They'll have the opportunity for CT scans, X-rays, ultrasounds, everything that an emergency department will have. You'll have that here. And that's just something that will be unique to this area. You drive down this highway and you see a lot of development, Jane, and that is just another contributing thing that it's going to continue to develop in this area, not only bringing healthcare here, but also bringing in jobs. So healthcare providers and even staff who might be interested.
And Bria, this is from Piedmont, right?
It is Piedmont Medical Center. So they're just continuing to add, to their healthcare, providing healthcare to the people in the area. And so they're really excited that this will, again, not only provide healthcare, but also just bring jobs and expand the efforts that they're doing.
Any idea on why they chose this location to go ahead and expand?
Yeah, so they thought that this would be a great area, especially because, like I mentioned, development is underway here on Highway 521. But it would just be more accessible, more convenient for the people in this area. There's not one like it. So it will just be meeting people where they are and their healthcare needs.
All right. And how does this, a freestanding emergency department, it sounds like, not a big deal, but it is a big deal. How does it differ from a full service hospital?
Yeah, so it brings exactly what you need. I was speaking to the CEO, Chris, and he mentioned that sometimes, every emergency is important, but sometimes you may not need to wait as long in a full emergency room. It takes, a little bit longer. But here at the freestanding ER, you'll have the opportunity to get in, get out, get the care that you need as efficiently as possible. And so that'll bring that kind of convenience factor, but still meeting the exact healthcare needs that, patients might need.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the growth in that area. Did you talk to any residents there? What's kind of the local reaction these days?
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to speak to any residents yet, but I'm sure they'd be excited. Definitely a lot of through traffic here. There's an apartment complex and some other, food options. So I can see how useful this will be. There's residents to this area and how grateful they'll be able to, just have a drive away, or even some people here, like I said, they live here. So they'll be able to kind of walk if they have an emergency or if they need any kind of healthcare service.
All right. When does this set to open again?
Yes, so this will be spring of 2026. So I guess you could say just a few months away now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, very good. Very timely. I know when I look at places to live or look abroad or whatever, I'm always like, well, where's the nearest hospital? What does the healthcare look like? Because, at Indian Land, you're going to be covered come spring of 2026. Bria, your story is also airing here on WCNC Charlotte at what time?
At 4 and 5 this evening.
All right, Bria Smith for us there in Indian Land. Thank you so much for that live update here on the Impact News. Looks like it's a little breezy in Indian Land.